Hi everyone, this is Char, and in this video, I'm gonna do a review of Rubina, who is the new Rider Siege hero that has a super weapon that's going to be released in the next Rider Top Commander. First thing I want to say is Rubina's design looks absolutely badass. Like, she looks like Red Riding Hood, which is super cool, and that big bad wolf in the back is just a nice touch. And I love it when this game is releasing cool designs like this. I think the last badass design that they released is actually Sophie. So this is actually a really good design as well. We're gonna look at her skills. So the first one is called Crimson Slaughter, which is a rage skill that deals damage to the target with a damage factor of up to 9,500. When not garrison, has a 60% chance to deal bonus damage to the target 1 to 5 times with a damage factor of up to 5,100. For each instance of this bonus damage the target takes within 5 seconds, the next bonus damage will reduce by 10% until it reaches a minimum of 40%. If you're doing field or rally, this is a really disgusting amount of damage actually. Let's go take a look what the damage is like after you transcend it. So after transcending, basically the damage factor will go to 10,400, and when not garrison has a 60% chance to deal bonus damage to the target 2 to 6 times with a damage factor of 5,600. For each instance of this bonus damage the target takes within 5 seconds, the next bonus damage will reduce by 10% until it reaches a minimum of 40%. So I'm not sure what that second part means, where it reduces by 10% until it reaches a minimum of 40%. But what I can say though is when transcended, this is an absolute disgusting amount of damage when used. So Rubina is a powerhouse, and in my opinion, she might be way too strong already just looking at her at first glance. Her next skill is called Wolf Blood Pack, which is a passive skill that during rallies increases Rider squad HP by up to 34%, which is a really big HP boost, and damage dealt to ranged squads by up to 5%. As if they need additional damage to ranged squads because Rubina is already so strong. Now, when you transcend the skill, what happens is that it increases the Rider squad HP by 40%, which is again a nice bonus, and during rallies increases damage dealt to ranged squads by 7%. So even stronger and clearly a counter to Ethan or anyone using range garrison. Her next skill is called War Howls, which is a passive skill. When not garrison, using rage skills increases own skill damage by up to 3%. This effect stacks up to 15 times. So that is pretty sick because 15 times means a 45% increase in damage roughly. When you transcend the skills, when that garrison increases Rider squad damage reduction by 5%, using rage skills increases own skill damage by 3.5%. This effect can stack up to 15 times. So if it stacks up to 15 times, that means it's a roughly 52.5% increase in skill damage. That is ridiculous. Like, this hero is way too strong. I don't even know how not just range garrison can handle Rubina. Any garrison, like how can any garrison handle this insanely strong siege hero? Her fourth skill is called Crimson Moon Waltz, which is a passive skill that increases Rider squad attack by up to 38%. During rallies, reduces damage taken when flanked by up to 5.5%. When flanked by more than 3 squads, reduces damage taken when flanked by an additional 3.5%. I think this was meant to counter people who tries to swarm sieges, because nowadays I'm seeing people doing swarms instead of just counter rallies on the siege hero. So I think more and more having abilities that will reduce swarming damage is going to be more of a big deal when it comes to rally heroes. When transcended, increases Rider squad attack by 40%. During rallies, reduces damage taken when flanked by 5.5%. When flanked by more than 3 squads, reduces damage taken when flanked by an additional 3.5%. When a rally and attack by squads that are not garrison, has a 25% chance to deal bonus damage to the squads. This effect can be triggered on the same target only once in 3 seconds. So yeah, definitely a counter to anyone that tries to swarm Rubina on her way or while fighting a garrison. Her awakened skill is called Hunting Vestige, which is a passive skill and a new skill. For every 15 seconds of squad size loss, increases Rider squad defense by 4.5%. This effect can stack up to 6 times. So in total, that's about 27% in Rider squad defense as the squad size is lost. Now, when you transcend the skill, increase the chance of triggering bonus damage with rage skill by 10%. So that's really good because there's going to be an increase of chance of the bonus damage to be triggered. For every 15% of squad size loss, increases Rider squad defense by 6.5%. This effect can stack up to 6 times. So it's about the same as before being awakened, but the chance of bonus damage being triggered with rage skill is definitely the perk of transcending the awakened skill. Now let's take a look at her super weapon. So her super weapon is called Biohazard Nightwalker, which is a passive skill that increases bonus damage from hero skills by up to 26%. So that is ridiculously strong already on top of what other ability she's getting already just from her regular skills. When remaining squad size is less than 50%, this effect increases by an additional 39%. So she is basically a super glass cannon, minus the glass part because Rubina seems pretty defensive also. So she's just a killer cannon then, to say the least. I think any Rider main is going to be very happy with this hero, and I do think Rubina is a sign that we are now entering the age of Riders. So move out of the way, infantry players, because the Rider players are here to dominate. Rubina has the chance to be the strongest rally hero in the game, on top of already having the strongest garrison hero in the game, which is Chasey. And even in the field, Felix is so damn strong. So all the Rider players out there will rejoice at this news. And I think it's a good balance that they did this, because Rider Top Commander used to be the least popular. But I think with the release of Rubina, it's going to start becoming one of the most popular Top Commander heroes there is in this game, just because she's so strong. Now, for her ideal partner, if you look at under strategy, it says that it should be Daryl. And I do think Daryl is actually a really good partner for Rubina, if not the best, because he reduces the AoE damage taken. So if the enemy is someone that's using AoE damage, then Daryl is definitely the best partner for Rubina for sieging. Daryl is also the best partner because he also increases the skill damage. So Daryl is definitely the best partner for Rubina. Other great partners for him would probably be Elena, who also deals a huge amount of skill damage. So I would say those would be the best partners for Rubina to use if your goal is to siege the enemy or even to fight in the field. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.